I'm just driving into work. I figured, considering, I'm driving and I don't have a mount for this thing, and the relevance of using my face when I'm talking is super duper irrelevant, so I just won't do it. But I just wanted to talk about kind of finding the small things to get through your day. Now, this isn't like some sort of way to say, that these little things will solve whatever tragedy you're going through. I'm not a psychiatrist. I got my own problems, so do not think, like, if I'm pointing at you like you got a problem, I'm fully aware that I got a few fingers pointing back at me, so... Lately, the anxiety has been getting worse, and the moods have been getting worse, but I've also just been, I'm changing, I don't know about most people, but for me, my 20s have been really hard. My whole life I've been growing. In a lot of respects, I am sort of underdeveloped as an adult. There's a lot of things I should know that I don't. But, I can also drive a forklift for a living. I own a car. I drive myself to work. I can afford to pay rent. There's a lot of things I can afford to do that I have friends with medical problems, talented, intelligent friends that have gone to school, actually some of them university, and they just can't get ahead because of their medical problems or their financial problems. I know a guy who dropped out of university because he said, this shit, man, it's too expensive, and I can get a job, not saying what, because I don't want to expose, I don't want, if this person comes up before, in the future, I don't want them to know I'm talking, But anyway, he said I can get a job making good enough money to where I don't have to go to school. But he's talented, he's intelligent. Point is, so when I get like this, I think about all the things I don't have, I just kind of sit back, I open up the curtains on my window, and I kind of look at the view that I have over the street, and, in a pretty nice area. And Portland's a beautiful city. It's I got a nice tile floor in my bathroom that is my bathroom, nobody else's. I got, it's really nice hard tile, which is kind of scary if you're holding anything that's made of glass, like a coffee cup or whatever, because it just clank, it just makes a sound. You're like, oh, maybe I should get another cup just in case I break one. What will I do in the morning? It'll be the end of me. But another thing I do is, because I'm fortunate enough to live in a city with a lot of wildlife, not like necessarily deer right in the street, but you can actually see them in the city if you go looking in the right places. But it's usually a lot of birds, and I'll look at the sky, and because we're a cloudy city, I like to look at the cloud formations. That's another thing I do. Clouds are can get really depressing in Portland. As much as I like the mood and the way it looks, it can get depressing. But if you look at the clouds, even if you're not a scientist, and even if you don't know, exactly what they're called or what they're doing or why, even if you couldn't talk like an intelligent person about clouds, they're just kind of fun to observe. They're the big puffy ones, and then there are ones that are kind of wavy and thin, and then some days you just kind of get that thin sheet of haze. It's like a bed sheet. It's just, it kind of helps. It helps remind me that for a while, at least until mankind completely fucking destroys it, at least I still got nature. There are two things, there's a few things I have in life that no one's gonna fucking take away from me, not without a fight, and it's nature. Another one is my mind. I'll have to make another video of that. I'm trying to just keep my mind under control, and when I'm having an episode and when everything around me is bad, the mine's really the only thing I have left. You know, and nostalgia and thinking of the good times and stuff. So this is more like, these are things like just little things here and there that I'm trying to take and use to my mental advantage, especially when I'm stuck behind a truck, it's going too slow. Just try to get over because I don't know, I think I might have obsessive compulsive disorder, which if it's true, whatever, it's still kind of a good thing, because like I really think a lot, and it kind of drives me nuts, but it's also something I like to celebrate, because if I wasn't thinking all the time, I wouldn't be making videos like this. You know, I wouldn't be pondering on stuff like this. Like most people, I don't know about most, but a lot of people, they don't think enough to where a lot of people, if they had the problems I had, they would just go on with being crazy, you know. They would go on with being anxious. I have real bad anxiety problems and depression problems. But, like, you know, I am observant to know that even though life is not sunshine and rainbows, like, it's not healthy to get this wound up, and it's not normal to get this wound up, but a lot of people just go along with it and don't think about it, don't ponder about things, and just kind of go along with things. I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. It sounds obvious, but I think I said it before in my other video, just thinking about things is cool. I'm coming over this bridge on my way into work, and you can see the you can see the hills and the fog and everything. The camera's having a hard time focusing, but I'm not waving my camera around, not while I'm driving. Anyway, I'm about to work, but this is mostly me killing time on my way into work. The points I want you to take away from this, if you care at all to learn from me, just try to find little tricks to at least take the edge off on the strain of the stress of the job, or the stress of life, or whatever. To me, like, just kind of picking things out in nature really helps. And obviously trying to be grateful for what I have and stuff. But looking at birds is fun. Like, I know that's really obvious, but from a scenery perspective, like, not even because I like animals, but also it's just that there's a certain cinematic flair to watching the birds fly again, fly and do their dives, and kind of they make their chirping sounds, and I don't know, it's just kind of, the scene is really awesome. Also, you can take a plot of land, even if you're at work, and as long as your local environment is healthy enough, like, you can take a little plot of land. We have these little, like, plots where there's just little lawns where there's like a few trees. It's like a tiny, tiny little campsite almost. We have them at work. But you can take any small part and look at it, and there's so many people look at the big picture. They look at the whole property in front of them or whatever they're looking at. But, like, there's a lot of wildlife that happens on the micro scale, or, a little bigger than that, where birds are coming and squirrels are coming back to the same place every day. I logged this stuff for a merit badge in Boy Scouts. I logged this log where I was talking about the wildlife in this area and what happened every day. And a lot happens in a small area, so don't miss out on the small things in nature. You can actually learn a lot about animal behavior if you force yourself to only look at one area, because you're probably going to see the same wildlife come back and do its thing every day and see how it operates. And especially if you get to see a nest, that's even cooler. Anyway, this is just the inside of my car because I have the front camera going. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll upload this when I get home at some Wi-Fi.